Hi, I'm Stefan Pazur, voted the funniest man on podcast in 2021 by the staff at News Fighters, and I'm here to once again sum up all the showbiz news and sports news for the past year. Are you ready? I'm not. Let's go. Yes, the final Daniel Craig Bond movie, No Time to Die, was finally released about 30 years after it was originally meant to come out. I hear the next Bond movie, James Bond tries to go to the movies and not catch COVID or spill a chalk top on his t-shirt. The Denis Villeneuve sci-fi movie Dune was a huge hit. It's set about 20,000 years in the future, where Sinner's Inner West Light Rail is still being repaired, and Adele has just released her album 2030. Now in TV news, the biggest TV miniseries of the year was probably Peter Jackson's Beatles documentary Get Back on Disney+, which ran for almost 8 hours. Get stuffed, Disney. If I wanted to hear 4 white men sit around and talk about nothing for 8 hours, I'll just listen to any podcast. Thank you, Disney. Now go back to making stupid rides that make everyone puke like the spinning teacups. Imagine doing that on drugs. The cast from the classic 90s sitcom Friends reunited for a special in the US on HBO Max, where they sat around and read scripts from the original show. Wow, I had no idea Lisa Kudrow could read. Now, the only thing these friends all have in common is their bad cosmetic surgery. In podcast news, Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny announced they're getting a podcast. Well, even famous ducks are getting offered podcast deals. So next year, we're happy to announce our new guest host of News Fighters. This duck I kidnapped from the local pond. What do you think of the Morrison government's inflation outlook, duck? What? No, we don't talk about how myxomatosis was engineered in a lab by Bill Gates. I think this duck has been spending too much time watching crazy people on YouTube. And speaking of those, Joe Rogan didn't get vaccinated. It tested positive for COVID and took ivermectin. The bad news is he's fine and still doing his podcast. After being fired by Sky News and 2GB, Alan Jones has launched his own podcast and YouTube video show, and I'm super excited to slowly watch Alan Jones lose all his money. Here we have a clip from his first online show right here.
I've been reminded of the words of General Douglas MacArthur.
Alan Jones, direct to the people, right across Australia.
Yes, it's me. I'm back, and I'll be more accessible.
Yes, I haven't seen technical difficulties like that since a container ship decided to do donuts in the Suez Canal. Alan Jones claimed the show didn't work due to excessive demand and overwhelming support. Yeah, it's a bit like me on New Year's Eve when I tripped over my own shoelaces and fell face first into a gigantic ice cream pie, and then fell into the fireworks detonator, which then fired all the fireworks into my pants. And I said, sorry, the fireworks are cancelled due to excessive demand and overwhelming support. Yes, exactly like that. Good job, Alan. And in music news, the biggest and coolest new Australian pop star of the year was the Kid Laroi, who had a big hit with Justin Bieber called Stay. Now, that's not just the name of the song, but it's also what Justin Bieber kept saying to Kid Laroi. Stay and give me a big hit. I've run out of ideas. I need some young blood like a vampire. What did happen? One time I was coming home from shift at Olympic Park that a month ago, and there was one or two guys playing music to some kids, and they kept playing Strawberry Sugar over and over and over. And everyone was laughing their heads off. I was even laughing all the way to the station. Anyway. Okay. And in more music news, the Crazy Frog is back and got a lot of online criticism for announcing a new range of non-fungible tokens, or NFTs. If you don't know what any of that means, congratulations. You either died of COVID in 2020 or didn't pay attention to the news this year. In either case, I'm jealous of you. Wow, hard to believe the Crazy Frog is trying to cash in on a fad like this. After all, he used to just charge $5 for a Nokia ringtone that went buddy. And finally, in sports news, Chinese tennis star Feng Shui disappeared after making sexual assault allegations to a top Chinese government official. Nobody has seen her in weeks, Well, I don't know about you, but when I haven't seen something in weeks, I usually look behind the back of the couch. The NFL Super Bowl was held at the peak of the third COVID wave in Florida, with a crowd of 24,000 people. Even less considerate was the fact the singer The Weeknd performed. It may even have been the last performance The Weeknd had ever performed. Wait, wasn't that last weekend? Or the weekend before that? Wait, what weekend is this? Maybe someone said, who should we get to perform at the Super Bowl weekend? And they replied yes, and that's why The Weeknd performed. In other news, I'm going to name my new band The Halftime Show, and hopefully I'll get booked to play at the Super Bowl too, swimming amongst the cornflakes. And that's 2021 in showbiz and sports news. I'm Stefan Pazur, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a much happier New Year. Stay safe and drink Corona!